Hello there.
YouTube and everyone around the world, I hope you are doing well. My name is Elie Moses, your 22-year-old law and film student here from Sydney, Australia, shooting his shot, baby. And Hitchcock is back, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a while since my last Hitchcock film, and I cannot remember which one it was. I think it might have been Rear Window or Vertigo or The Birds. Either way, they were all awesome, and I love watching Hitchcock. So today, we return with Hitchcock, ladies and gentlemen, and we are watching Rope for the first time. Now, this is a crime thriller, apparently, and what way to get hyped up for the new Knives Out movie with a crime thriller from Alfred Hitchcock. And I love the first Knives Out film, so if this movie is gonna be along the lines of like a mystery crime thriller with Alfred Hitchcock cinematic techniques, man, I am going to have a blast. So yeah, well, let's waste no more time. If you enjoy the energy, enjoy the reaction, feel free to like, share, subscribe, support the channel no matter what. But yeah, I'm very excited. This is my first time watching Rope 1948. Let's go. Also, like a good citizen, I have purchased the movie on YouTube. I was going to watch it on the high seas, but yeah, I'd rather watch it like a good citizen. That's just how your boy rolls, you know? Immediately off the bat, 4:3 aspect ratio from Hitchcock. Let's go. The Buffy style of aspect ratio. I'm used to it anyway. I just know I'm going to have a field day with the cinematic aspects of the film and techniques and everything. Because I like pausing to give my thoughts on that. Not just do like a normal reaction time like, oh no, this, that. But yeah, I like pausing, and Alfred Hitchcock gives me an abundance of that to talk about. Oh, getting right into the murder. Okay. Using a rope. Roll credits.
Ever feels really safe in the dark. Nobody who's ever a child, that is. I'll open these, all right?
This whole conversation here has been one take so far. Just the holding frame of the camera and the conversation I'm already invested in, even though it's just not a simple exchange of just like, oh, transition and cut the camera from one person to close up to another. Hold the frame, have both of them there. They just buried a dead body. And one is clearly anxious and really nervous about what just happened and panicking. And then the other's calm, lighting up a cigarette. And then the way the lighting in the room changes by him opening the blinds, it's fantastic stuff. All in one shot still going as well. It's just, you get what I mean?
There, that's much better.
That is much better, man. I prefer that. Oh, I love Hitchcock style filmmaking, man. We still haven't had a cutaway. It's all been in one take so far.
Character for him to be murdered too.
Yes, wasn't it? The good Americans usually die young on the battlefield, don't they? Well, the Davids of this world merely occupy space, which is why he was the perfect victim for the perfect murder.
You, perhaps.
Oh.
You frightened me. You always have. From that very first day in prep school. Part of your charm, I suppose. Pain.
I put some in the icebox.
When did you put it there, Brad?
Oh, just before David arrived.
Bro.
You were certain it would come off, weren't you?
Of course. You know I'd never do anything unless I did it perfectly.
The camera hasn't cut away still.
I've always wished for more artistic talent. Well, murder can be an art, too. The power to kill can be just as satisfying as the power to create. We've killed for the sake of danger and for the sake of killing. We're alive. Truly and wonderfully alive. Even champagne isn't equal to us or the occasion.
I'll take it, though.
Talk about committing the perfect crime, but nobody does it. Nobody commits a murder just for the experiment of committing it.
Oh.
Nobody except us.
Just for the experiment.
Not frightened anymore, are you, Philip?
No.
Not even of me?
No.
That's good.
Unless I missed it, the camera hasn't cut for the last or the first 8 minutes. It has not cut away. We began with the still frame shot of them committing the murder, and then it slowly moved and it's kept rolling as they navigate their way through the apartment, you know, getting the champagne, going to the fridge, coming back out, And I love the contrasting personalities of the characters already with Philip and Brandon. With, you know, Brandon, I guess, being more triumphant in what they have just did, and he's more calm and collected and celebratory. Whereas Philip is a little bit more anxious to the point where they started conflicting with one another. Maybe it should have been you, and the camera still hasn't cut away, which goes down. And just as a testament to like Hitchcock's directing and the planning of the scene as well, the actors memorizing everything and getting everything right. Because imagine one thing goes wrong in this take, bang, the first 8 minutes is done. And like I said, I don't recall the camera cutting away. It's still been moving. It's still been rolling. It hasn't cut to an alternate angle or anything. It's just been moving along, and it immerses you in this story already. And yeah, I'm just immersed in the apartment already. I haven't been taken away or anything because the camera hasn't stopped rolling, and I'm loving every second of it.
To David, of course.
Shout out my man David. Yet to be 6 feet under, but he's dead.
Until his body went limp, and I knew it was over.
And then?
Then I felt tremendously exhilarated. How did you feel?
Oh, I... Then you don't think the party's a mistake, do you?
No, the party's the inspired finishing touch to our work. It's more, it's the signature of the artist. It's mother and father.
That doesn't make them any easier to talk to.
Oh, don't worry. Janet will be buttering them up, poor girl. She's banked everything on hooking David. Don't think she's going to succeed.
They hooked David, all right. Oh.
What the devil are you doing?
Decorating.
Our work of art, a masterpiece.
Decorating
You're
the
going
coffin.
too far.
Why? What do you mean? Nice to have supper in here. On this.
That is the ultimate violation. He is planning to invite the guy's parents, of whom he just killed, and they're gonna have supper on his coffin, or like whatever he's the coffin he's buried inside it. That's the ultimate violation right there. But yet, 11 minutes in, camera is yet to cut away. It's still rolling.
Well, I have known better.
I didn't forget. I have her key. I told her I lost mine.
Oh, good.
How are you going to explain this to her? I'm not. You've got to have some excuse.
See?
Don't want to leave our guest of honor alone during supper.
I'm sorry for pausing, right? Because I love commenting and I don't want to miss out on important dialogue. And this is the way I react to things. I like pausing and giving my thoughts. But right there, they could have even cut to an alternate angle of the camera in the other room and had like a reverse angle of them going into the room. But no, what Hitchcock did is instead, we'll hold the camera here and let them conversate and continue the conversation and finish off their actions as they go into the room, get to the plates, and gonna come back. And we'll just keep the camera rolling, keep the camera rolling. And then I guess at the same time, we're getting a good sense of space and understanding the entire location as well. And I'm just loving it. Like, there's no easy way out to the Hitchcock, I feel. He wants to get the best of the best. And yeah, he could have easily had an alternate angle of them going to the room and then back to the other room. No, we're continuing to hold the camera. Love it, love it.
I have a very simple excuse. Right here. What are you worrying about, Philip?
Guessing the rope hanging out is
After all,
gonna...
Mr. Kentley's coming mainly to look at these books. Now, what could be better than to have them laid out neatly on the dining room table where the poor old man can easily get at them?
The rope hanging out from the coffin is gonna have foreshadow. That's foreshadowing right there.
Of course.
Oh no, he took realization to it. Okay.
Particularly those candlesticks, they don't belong there at all.
Well, on the contrary, I think they suggest a ceremonial altar, which you can heap with the foods for our sacrificial feast.
Steve is right. Certainly isn't enough room for me to set things out properly, is there?
Why? Yes, why? It's only a piece of rope, Philip, an ordinary household article. Why hide it? It belongs in the kitchen drawer.
Taking a victory lap with his weapon of murder. Murderous weapon, sorry.
Mrs. Wilson,
Yes?
there's champagne in the icebox.
Oh, we're not giving them champagne.
We are.
Oh, you'd leave this last-minute hustle-bustle if you kept my table and let those roll.
Now the fun begins.
the guests start arriving, and this is where we conduct.
Hello, come in.
How are you, Brandon?
Fine. Just put your hat there.
Thank you.
It's been quite a while, hasn't it?
Yes. Looks like a pretty small farewell party.
Oh, well, we're really killing two birds with one stone. The party's also for Mr. Kentley.
Is David going to be here?
Of course.
Oh, David's here, all right.
Oh, no, you don't know if that's what's bothering you. The Kentleys, Janet Walker.
Janet.
Yes.
Janet and I are all washed up. Didn't you know?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't.
Bro,
You knew, Philip.
this Brandon guy, it sounds like the best architect. Like, he's meticulously planned this. He's invited this guy's ex, obviously, over to this party, and I think he wants a whole shit show to happen. Pardon me for swearing, but I think he wants a whole shit show to happen, and I think he's relishing it. Like, he's loving it. And correct me if I'm wrong, unless I'm stupid, I am 19 minutes and 35 seconds into this film, and I'm yet to see a cutaway from the camera. It's either this is probably the best opening sequence I've seen in a film ever in terms of like cinematic wise, acting wise, and just planning and directing and everything, and the way people come in on cue and the way the actors are behaving, their mannerisms, everything seems to be right. Nothing seems to be going wrong. I'm in awe. Like, I haven't seen a cutaway from a camera, and if this is like an 80-minute film of just pure one take, I think I might lose it. Like, I'm just in awe at the moment. I'm learning. I'm just appreciating it, how well everything's done. The way he uses the environment, it's a small area of like an apartment, but the way it's just being directed is fantastic.
Oh, I heard vague rumors, but I never pay attention to that sort of thing.
I have the oddest feeling anyway that your chances with the young lady are much better than you think. What do you mean? Janet.
The first cutaway after 20 minutes. 19 minutes 59 seconds of Janet's introduction, we finally get a cutaway from the camera being stationed at the front of the apartment, or like the area in which the murder was committed. Wow, man. Wow.
Angel. Be careful of my hair. It took hours.
You're practically engaged to his best friend.
David?
Yes, David. Which makes everything just ginger peachy.
I'm terribly sorry, but it is a little difficult trying to keep up with your romances. After me came Kenneth, now it's David.
Right.
Why the switch from Kenneth to David anyway?
He's nicer.
Well, he's certainly richer.
Brandon's having the time of his
That's
life.
low even for you, John.
So sorry.
Oh, that's all right, Anita. Kenneth is often mistaken for David
Oh.
by people who aren't nearsighted.
Oof.
We haven't had much opportunity to
You
observe
can
the
tell.
resemblance lately, my
You can
boy.
tell at the moment Philip's the one that's probably gonna crumble after what they've done. Like he's clearly the more anxious and really I forgot the word. I used it before, but he's clearly really panicking at the moment. That was the word I was thinking about. He's really panicking. He's really nervous, and yeah, you can see Brandon is different in terms of he's just going as if nothing happened, maintaining his composure and everything. Whereas Philip has no composure whatsoever, to the point where the lady called David and he panicked and shattered the glass in two, and now he's bleeding, so he's got to hide that now.
Is David here?
I expected him to come with you.
He called and said that he'd meet us here.
Where did he call from?
Oh, our maid spoke to him. He was at the club studying for his examinations.
Right.
Well, David does all right, very much so.
I think the side characters, or like the other characters that have been invited to the party, might get a little bit too inquisitive about David, and then we'll see how the story unfolds.
I am, thank you.
Maybe he's planning to get everyone so intoxicated to the point they start arguing with each other.
I'll go.
I don't know.
home.
How'd you like to take it into her? She's in the bedroom telephoning.
Then you'd like David to walk in.
Oh, no, that'd be too much of a shock.
When will you walk? 1 or 2?
Too much of a shock.
Of course, I'm only an amateur astrologer. Artistic.
Wait, where's the
What
cut?
about the concert?
These hands will bring you great fame.
Where's the cut? Didn't he get cut? Where's the blood?
Well, you always did stutter when you were excited. Well, I guess I'm always excited when I give a party.
Really?
Now, judging by Rupert, I noticed him from Window and Vertigo, I believe, and I recognize the accent of his voice. He has a unique, distinct voice. I noticed, and him being like their old mentor from school, I believe. He's the one that I think they said that murder, to some it's a privilege, and you saw how nervous Brendan got. Like he lost a bit of confidence. Like he was oozing all that charisma and confidence. Then he was taken aback and a bit shaken when Rupert entered the room, sort of like his old master. And I think I think Rupert might be the mastermind behind all this, and sort of I don't know. That's just a quick guess, but yeah, he might sort of like not halt Brandon, but I guess we'll see how Brandon continues to react with Rupert and around if he continues to stutter and stuff like that.
Saw Mary Pickford.
I was mad about her. Didn't you love her?
Oh, the Virgo type, brother, like all of these.
Well, what did you see her in?
I don't quite recall. The something. Or was it just plain something?
It's on the tip of my tongue.
I don't believe you ever win.
I'd go easy on the patty, dear.
Come on, Kenneth, don't be polite.
Yo,
Philip, would you mind helping Mrs.
that lady
Mrs.
counting
Atwater?
calories already in the 1940s.
You sit down, Mrs. Atwater. I'll bring it to you.
Thanks.
I strangled a chicken in my life.
Now, look here, Philip.
I
Just because
never strangled a chicken, and you know it.
Forgive me, but it just seemed very funny, you two being so intense about an old dead chicken.
I love how the camera is just hanging still there on Rupert's facial expressions as you hear the audio and discussions in the background from the other characters, and he's just observing. He's just observing at the moment. He's calculating everything. And yeah, like I said, I feel like this movie is just going to be whoever can maintain their composure the most, and at the moment, Philip is cracking at the moment.
You might have been strangling each other instead of a chicken.
Mr. Goodell, really?
No, a man's honor was at stake. And I think a chicken is as good a reason for murder as a blonde, a mattress full of dollar bills, or any of the customary unimaginative reasons.
Now, you don't really approve of murder, Rupert.
Do think of the problems it would solve: unemployment, poverty, standing in line for theater tickets.
I'm not getting tickets for that new musical. What's it called? You know.
The something with what's her name? My dear Miss Atwater, careful application of the trigger finger and a pair of seats in the first row is yours for the shooting. After all, murder is, or should be, an art. Not one of the seven lively, perhaps, but an art nevertheless. And as the privilege of committing it should be reserved for those few who are really superior individuals.
And the victims, inferior beings whose lives are unimportant anyway.
Obviously.
I ask, who is to decide that a human being is inferior and is therefore a suitable victim for murder?
The few who are privileged to commit murder.
And just who might they be?
Myself, Philip,
The
possibly Rupert.
privilege.
Sorry, Kenneth, you're out.
Gentlemen, are those men of such intellectual and cultural superiority that they're above the traditional moral concepts? Good and evil, right and wrong were invented for the ordinary average man, the inferior man, because he needs them.
But obviously, Brandon, I think we've had just about enough.
Yo, if this guy's angry at sort of like a comedic humor conversation about murder and the privilege, wait till he finds out, and if he does find out, that they're having dinner off his son's dead body in that little cabinet right there.
When I was a girl, I used to read quite a bit.
Oh, we all do strange things in our childhood.
Mrs. Atwater, her accent
Why don't you
pisses me off.
switch on the radio or play some records? A little atmospheric music goes a long way.
You are in love with David, aren't you?
Yes.
That wasn't an authoritative yes there, man.
Brandon made a crack when I got here. He sort of implied I'd have a better chance with you again because David would be out of the running.
Wait. You mean before I got here, Brandon knew we had
He
broken
even
up?
knew about you and David.
Well, he pretended to be completely ignorant when I told him. He
What's
said,
going on here anyway?
I don't know, but I'm going to find out once and for all.
See, remember I said about the side characters beginning to become more inquisitive and putting two and two together? There we go. Kenneth, I think it's Kenneth, just put together, you know what? Like, yo, how did Brandon know that you and David were engaged and me and David with, I was with you and that we had broken up and everything? And yeah, he's sort of, maybe this is all like, I think the theme of this, like so far, they're talking about like murder being an art, and at the moment, I think Brandon is trying to craft his artwork. He's trying to craft his painting. And you know what? At the moment, there might be a little bit of misdirections with his paintbrush. And that's because of the side characters. It might not go according to plan at the moment. And he might not create the beautiful masterpiece he once imagined. So we'll see.
I don't believe David's coming.
Wait and see.
I don't have to. He's never this late. He's never late at all. And if something had come up, he'd have phoned. I think you deliberately arranged it so that he wouldn't come.
How clever of me.
I might have known you couldn't just give a party for Mr. Kentley. No, hope you've enjoyed yourself, Brandon. I haven't.
What do you mean? David is here. David's come. He was the first to arrive.
Something gone wrong, Brandon? No, Janet just has a talent for being bothersome at times.
He seems to be missing David. As a matter of fact, I'm beginning to miss him myself.
Oh.
Aren't we all?
Oh, that transition by zooming into the back of the laser and then different angle of the conversation. Yeah, I think Rupert's starting to figure things out a little bit here. I think he's gonna start asking a bit more questions.
I said that
I heard you.
That's all right.
Thank you.
You can also hear in the background like muffled or like faint audio that's like of the other characters in conversation. So it's like the party goes on. Even though these two are having conversation, there's probably dialogue and a script for the other characters as well. So you're immersed in the environment as well. It's just a simple location of an apartment that's being utilized to the max at the moment. And yeah, the show goes on. Just because these two have a conversation doesn't mean the others stop in the background as well. And it happened before when Philip was looking at the waitress and Rupert in conversation. As it zoomed in and we racked focus on Philip watching them, the audio of Rupert having the conversation with the old woman was a bit faint, and I guess yeah, faint is the word to use. But like, yeah, a lot of techniques and clever cinematic, just like lots of techniques being used, and I'm really enjoying it.
What is Brandon trying to do with Janet and Kenneth?
What's the matter? What are you laughing?
Nothing going on at all, Rupert.
Trying to laugh it off, see if it works.
You said you'd never strangle a chicken.
You're confused. Brandon dreamt that up for the sake of a very unfunny joke.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't, Philip.
David's
And
a
if
chicken.
you'll think back very carefully, you'll realize that I know he didn't.
I don't like to talk about
what?
I
Strangling
can't play with that thing.
I love
Very much.
how
Extremely generous of you, Brandon. I don't know.
Please, I know you appreciate first editions far more than I, Mr. Kentley.
bro, he gifted the rope he murdered his son with and bow tied the books with it. Brendan is just violating people here. But I love how like the music represented, I guess, as well, Philip's sort of state of mind at the moment. Started calm and peaceful, you know, he was a bit composed in the way he was talking back to Rupert. But, you know, as Rupert got close to the story and started, I don't know, pressing his buttons a little bit, the music sped up and it got louder and louder and more rapid. Just simple things like that. I love.
It's really a way of tying them up, that's all.
David never had any trouble taking care of himself.
Clumsy way of tying up the books. See, Rupert is very observant to certain things of dialogue.
Oh, punctual as a clock.
Oh, that's very unfeminine, my dear. Oh, Henry, you sound just like Daddy.
I'd have a better chance of finding out where he is now if we knew where he was this afternoon. What do you think, Brandon?
I haven't the least idea where it was this afternoon.
I love that still shot right there of just looking down the corridor as she, and we don't need to see the conversations because the whole movie so far has been conversation. We've seen the characters interact and we're just observing the waitress lady as she goes down the corridor, you know, cleans up and brings things, and it's just, I don't know, I love the still shot of that. We just get to see much of the apartment as well, and yeah, we hear the audio and dialogue of the characters discussing at the same time, and it's just a different perspective of the apartment because why not? Like, why not? We've already seen the characters conversate with each other for 50-60 minutes now, and yeah, we get another shot. We get to observe another bit of the apartment while paying attention to the dialogue.
Don't you think it would help if we found out where he was?
Which I had been.
Oh.
You or Brandon were, Philip.
No.
Hardly. We had our hands full getting ready for the party.
I heard David on the phone to Philip yesterday morning.
Oh.
Yes, he wanted to make sure about the time, that was all.
Here,
Oh.
help
Oh.
with that, miss.
Whoa.
Thank you, Mr. Cadell.
That's all right, Mrs. Wilson. You can put the books back when you come in to clean in the morning. Just let the books go for now.
Well,
Brandon came in clutch right there, saving grace.
at least.
Oh, no, Anita, I don't think that's necessary.
Yeah,
David's no longer in
Rupert
charge.
very observant of the facial expressions as soon as the police were mentioned.
Would you call me as soon as you hear from
A
David?
parting gift.
I'm sure the dear boy will turn up somehow.
Yes, we're all going together.
What did I predict?
The artist.
Good night, Mr. Kentley. I hope Mrs. Kentley's feeling better very soon.
I wonder if Brendan's gonna reveal his artwork to Rupert.
Mrs. Atwater, thank you so much for coming.
Thank
Good night.
Oh no, Rupert's leaving too.
Oh, spoil it. You couldn't possibly.
Oh, it's David's hat.
Well,
David Kentley.
I'm leaving so early.
Thank you for a lovely evening. Good night, good night. It's been charming. Oh, he really deserves to go down in history. Well, come on, it's over. And it couldn't have gone more beautifully.
Without Rupert.
Oh, but he was brilliant. He helped me say all the things I wanted to say to those idiots. He gave the party the very touch I predicted.
The touch of what?
The spice. The spice.
Snooping? Or just plain pumping? Who are you calling?
Only the garage. You send my car around, please.
Hitchcock has done that a couple times this film already with the transition to a different like a different point of view or a different stage of a person where he pans in and zooms into the back of the blazer, and then you go back out or pan left, pan right, and it's a different angle, a different shot, or a different reveal. And here we see Philip in a pretty bad state.
Yes.
I like how the backdrop has changed as well. I don't know why, just attention to detail. To the nightlife from the, obviously, afternoon, daytime. I don't know if Philip's the right person to answer the phone at the moment.
Brandon, it's Rupert.
What?
He wants to come up. He says he left a cigarette case here. He wants to come up.
Let him come.
Yeah, it's all an act at the moment, and you have to stay in character. You can't slip up. And Philip needs to get back to the phone. Oh, Brandon got back to the phone. We'll see how that plays out. Yeah, Philip, this has all been Brandon's master plan and artwork here. This is his painting. This is his signing off. This is painting with his signature. Philip's just a little side quest or like a little side character here, like a little piece that helps complete the puzzle, but doesn't. Oh, okay. He went for the gun.
Is it?
This painting about to get dirty.
Philip, will you fix Rupert a drink?
Let me see.
You know what would be funny? If the body ends up getting revealed to Rupert and he's like proud of it. Like he's like, well done guys. Like, and he lets him off with it. That'd be a neat twist in terms of like, you know how he said before, or like he agreed about like certain members in society being privileged or being allowed to murder and like it should happen at certain times. Maybe he would agree with him. You never know. Maybe that could be a twist.
The last I remember having the case was when I was there.
Where it could be.
Oh, well, here it is, right where I left it. Gentlemen, I beg your pardon. I've been sorry. You're driving up to Connecticut tonight, aren't you?
Yes, but we're all packed.
Oh, I see. All except one guest who must be gotten rid of. Well, I'll be off. My drink.
I wonder if he was talking about him as the guest that needs to be get rid of, or the other guest.
I would like to stay a bit. Perhaps even see you off. Yes, it must have been broad daylight when it happened.
When, what happened?
When whatever did happen to David.
couldn't help overhearing Janet. I gather she thinks you kidnapped David or did something to prevent him from coming.
I'm not interested in Janet's prattle, but you always interest me, Rupert. Kidnap David.
Well, it's the sort of mischief that would have appealed to you in school for the experience, the excitement, the danger.
It would be slightly more difficult to pull off now, though, don't you think? Suppose you or I, how would you get David out of the way?
You're much better at this sort of thing than I am.
No, but what would you do?
Invite him here, and no one would see us together.
And no witnesses.
Yes, that's right.
Then what?
Well, let me see.
Can I just say the acting in this film by these three in particular has been phenomenal. The interactions, the facial expressions, the eye movement in particular has been fantastic. When little questions have been asked or questions that may pose a threat to their murder have been asked, the way their facial expressions change, and then the way the actor that in particular plays Brendan, the way he's able to shift in terms of like becoming cool, calm, and collected when then Rupert might ask a question that's, you know, too close to home, and then he will change, and then he will return back to that composed face. I love it. I love it.
At the appointed time, David would arrive. I'd walk slowly out of the room into the hall and greet him. And I'd bring him in here, make some small talk, put him at his ease.
I love how we're walking through the murder.
Offer him a drink, and then he'd sit down.
We're not even...
I'd try to make it all very pleasant.
I love it. We're imagining it happen.
Philip, his body would fall forward on the floor.
This is awesome.
Then where would you put him?
We're literally walking through the murder and imagining the characters doing it.
Well, I think I'd get Philip to help me carry him out of the room, down the back stairs, and the two of us would put him into the car. There, Rupert.
This is a game between Rupert and Brandon here. They're trying to outsmart each other, and I think Rupert knows he's in danger. Where?
Mouse, cat and mouse. Which is the cat and which is the mouse?
Exactly. The game.
Mind your own business.
Cat and mouse.
I told you before, mind your own business.
Oh, you're as romantic as Janet. I don't think for a moment that you kidnapped David. Oh, I will admit that Janet put the notion in my head, but I never would have mentioned it. Weren't that you seem to be carrying fear of discovery in your pocket. What? That's a gun, isn't it? That teased my suspicions more than anything else.
You can relax. I have to take it up to the country. There have been several burglaries, and Mother's a bit on edge.
All right.
Rupert's...
Did you hear what Rupert said about the gun?
Rupert's too smart, and he's trying to play it off with a laugh.
Philip, you'll feel much better.
Does Rupert have his own gun?
I don't think there'll be much traffic, and we ought to make...
Oh no, he has the rope.
It's a lovely night. You'll be driving up in good weather.
Did he kill...
You're right, Philip.
Did he kill David's dad?
Those books were tied clumsily.
Oh.
He's got it. He's got it. This is what you wanted, isn't it? Somebody else to know. Somebody else to see how brilliant you are, just like at school.
Exactly.
I told you he'd find out. But all who made me do it, and I hate you. I hate both of us.
Wait, just before, I know you guys are probably angry I'm pausing right here, but I just wanted to comment on the lighting changing in the scene as well, with the flashing LED light with the white, red, and green. And as well, this film, all besides the opening credits, and when, besides the opening credits, I believe it's all been diegetic sound. It's been, it's all been sound that's emanating from the real world of the film. Even Philip playing the piano, there's been no like score or anything to it. It's all been the natural sounds, whether it's the plates clanking together, whether it's been cutlery, whether it's been the piano, like I said, whether it's been the tables, whether it's been what else I'm trying to see, pouring in the drinks, the you get what I mean. It's all been natural sounds, the whole film, no score. Love it. It's a tussle for the gun at the moment, and oh, there we go.
Stupid babbling drunk. I'm sorry, Rupert. Surely you don't take those nightmare ideas of his seriously.
Brandon, I'm tired.
I hope you like what you see.
The grand masterpiece, the Michelangelo, the Sistine Chapel. Don't end the film there.
Oh, no. The lives of inferior beings are unimportant.
There we go.
Remember we said, we've always said, you and I. Well, that's all we've done. That's all Philip and I have done. He and I have lived what you and I have talked.
It's actually crazy. Actually crazy. And I love how Hitchcock he didn't show the body. He just, you know, he did that technique similar to like the Blazer, where the cabinet was opened up, and then it obviously the camera was obstructed by the focus of the cabinet top, and yeah, it blacked out, and then bang, we saw the bleeding of the hand, and then as Rupert closed it. We didn't need to see the body. We just saw his facial reactions. It's like, that's all we needed to see. It sort of reminds you of the movie Seven, where it's like, what's in the box? And the facial expressions did the acting. You didn't need to know what was inside the box. We already knew what was inside of the box, unless you think it's other theories, but yeah.
And you've thrown my own words right back in my face, Brandon. You have a right to. If nothing else, a man should stand by his words. But you've given my words a meaning that I never dreamed of. But there's always been something deep inside me that would never let me do it. Would never let me be a party to it now. I mean that tonight you've made me ashamed of every concept I ever had of superior or inferior beings. And I thank you for that shame.
Hey!
Because now I know that we are each of us a separate human being, Brandon. What right did you dare decide that that boy in there was inferior and therefore could be killed?
Bam.
Did you think you were God, Brandon?
The ultimatum.
Is that what you thought when you choked the life out of him? You're going to die, Brandon, both of you. You're going to die.
But not today, necessarily. Oh. Did they leave? Oh no, they didn't. Wait, did Rupert just expose himself and he's just gonna go down with them? I love how Brandon's just gonna pour another drink. You know what? It is what it is. It happened. You know, I feel like Rupert was the master who taught Brandon those words, but Brandon took him too literally. And yeah, as the apprentice, did it. I love that wide shot of the different state of the characters there as the sirens come closer. And Brandon sort of just did a toast as well. Damn! That was fantastic, man. That was fantastic. I want to know more. I want to know more. Like, I want to know more. I want to see what happens next. Now, it was 80 minutes, but it felt longer than 80 minutes in terms of, like, how much was crammed into it. Like, there was a lot going on in that 80 minutes, and I really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed Rope, and there was a lot of talking in the film. Like, the dialogue carried the film a lot, but the cinematic techniques and aspects of it was just fantastic, man. Like, the camera cut away very few times, and the way certain dialogue was portrayed as well, by holding the camera at another angle and showcasing, for instance, Mrs. Wilson doing her things and taking the cutlery to the kitchen and back. And Hitchcock knew he didn't want it to just be face-to-face dialogue throughout. It just showcased different techniques of it as well. And even when the characters were talking with each other, it was all done in one take. There was very few little cutaways, and if there were cutaways, they were very cleverly done. Like I said, well, panning into the Blazer and then panning out to like a different shot or frame or different position of a character, like we did with Philip towards the end. It was really, 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 really well made. Really well made. Like I said, there wasn't even a score to the film besides the beginning opening credits and the end credits. It was all diegetic sound. It was natural sounds emanating from the apartment. And the way Hitchcock was like able to take this apartment and sort of make it bigger and immerse us into this environment as well was really great. And I like the whole meticulous planning from Brendan. He sort of wanted to create a masterpiece, and yeah, he wanted to be excited by it. It was Brendan's master plan. Philip was just a little side character in it. And then yeah, that was what he had the conversations with Rupert in the end. And it was fantastic. I need to think. I am going to search like an ending explain for this. I really want to understand it a bit more because of how much I loved it. I don't want to go fully making conclusions before I understand them. But yeah, I really enjoyed the ending as well. And similar, like I said, he didn't even need to show his dead body. We already know what's in there. It was just the facial expressions doing the work. And the acting was phenomenal in this film, man. Phenomenal. The acting is what carried this film, along with the dialogue and cinematic techniques as well. Like the facial expressions and eye contact and eye movement really was fantastic. And the way certain characters were able to react to specific questions was really well done. And it wasn't done through cutaways. It was done all in one take, which goes like is a testament to how well the film was directed and how everything was planned and how well the scenes were planned. Like there wasn't a cut for 20 minutes. The first opening 20 minutes, I don't believe there was a cut unless there was one cleverly done. I did not see one. It was absolutely fantastic. And yeah, another Hitchcock amazing film right there in Rope. Let me know, guys, in the comment section what Hitchcock film you'd like me to tackle next. I have seen Vertigo. I have seen Rear Window. I have seen The Birds. And what else? I think I've seen Psycho as well. So let me know what you want me to see next. I think North by Northwest is one I want to tackle, but up to you guys. Let me know in the comment sections. That's been my reaction to Nope, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, it's your boy Elie Moses. Take care. God bless. Peace.